Yo, it's been a bit, almost about 7 months since the release of the first demo of Rusted Bronze. There were some hiccups in the launch, such as the game not even booting up at first. Always make sure to have someone else playtest your game, guys. But besides all of that, it was a pretty good launch, and I'm glad to finally deliver what I've been promising. Oh yeah, I've been working on some stuff pretty recently. I guess I should show you now. After beating Rose Cove Gym, you now have access to Route 9. In the original Brick Bronze, the route serves as a connection to 3 areas at once. Much like Gale Forest, I decided to give the route a mystic feel, with its shadows and overgrown foliage. It's even got the big ass tree in the middle, sprited by the awesome artist Yellow. Since the original game was never able to follow up with this tree, and it's pretty obvious what its association is, I'm gonna cook with this thing post-game. There's also a moss rock on this route, so you can evolve your Eevee into Leafeon here. Don't know who would want the worst evolution though. That's all I really gotta say about Route 9. So let's move on to the Grove of Dreams down south. Now the Grove of Dreams here is pretty unfinished, mainly because of the giant trees not being there yet. It already took a long time to finish the tree on Route 9, so making 3 more of these super-sized sprites is absolute pain. I'll add in the elemental monkeys when those trees are done, hopefully for the next devlog. What is finished, however, is the first mythical Pokemon encounter that you're able to catch in this game. When you go through a secret cave in the Grove of Dreams, you end up in a hidden area known as the Pedestal of Dreams. And up ahead, you'll find a tablet with a peculiar marking on the ground. During the day, it won't do anything, but at night, when you step in the center, you are prompted with entering text. For those that play the original Brick Bronze, you know what it's about. But for those that never did this event, you type in "I wish for" plus anything after it, and the tablet triggers. And there is Jirachi in all his glory. In order to not screw yourself, I would recommend coming back here after buying a whole bunch of balls in Anthean City. Another path from Route 9 is Fortulose Manor. The first thing I immediately had to nail was the mansion itself. It's the biggest building in the game so far, but it wasn't too bad to sprite by myself, since it's not as complicated as a giant tree would be. To replicate the purple haze, I added a scrolling fog effect to the outside. When you go inside, you're able to enter all the rooms and stuff, but the extra sprites for all the furniture are not finished yet. There's a lot of new sprites to make after Rove Cove City, so finishing these new areas is going to be extra painful. I definitely need more artists. The important part is that the sequence to get Rotom is much like the original. You start off in the music room and click the jukebox to start the event. You then go through all the objects that are making strange noises, and come back to the bedroom with the Game Boy. You interact with it, and just like the original, you are sucked into the Game Boy Pokemon version of Lavender Town. Same Game Boy sprites and all, even for your character. This was definitely one of the most fun things to make in the game. It just works for this 2D RPG Maker game, and it's just very cool. When you walk up to the cave, you enter the Rotom battle and are able to capture them. If you decide not to go to these areas, the other option left is Route 10 to the north. This route is mostly done, just needs a few extra details for the Skytrain, flower area, and the general surroundings. What I put more effort in was the area after this, Cragonos Mines. In the original game, this cave served as a scalable mountain, so there was a center ravine that contained multiple floors and entrances. Design-wise, this is a nightmare to replicate in a 2D game. When the player goes up to the second floor, I wanted them to be able to see the previous floor below it. I tried to do this with a panorama, but it looked pretty weird, even when darkened a bit, so I decided to settle with water on the first floor, and the darker water on the second. It still looks pretty weird, however, so if anyone has a suggestion on how I can make this look nice, leave a comment. My mentality design-wise is to make this like the Gen 3 caves, where despite elevation, everything is still enclosed within walls. Another thing I want to mention is how linear this cave actually is when translated to 2D. I remember there was a lot of people lost in the OG Cragonos Mines, but mapping out the area reveals it's actually pretty straightforward. Some of Cragonos Peak is also done, with the sky backdrop to give it the sense you're above the clouds. For a smaller update, I added the ability to evolve trade Pokemon through a specific stone, the Link Stone. The add-on was created by FL, so credits to him. With this new stone, multiplayer is no longer a concern for this game, as you can evolve Pokemon like Kadabra on your own. And that's about it for what I have to share on this summer devlog. Upcoming for the next video, hopefully I'll be able to show progress on Anthean City. It's going to be quite a large task, especially if I have to sprite most things by myself. So just like with the demo, I'm not going to make a release date for this next update, and thanks to everyone who tried out the demo. It means a lot that people are willing to play my first Pokemon game. I genuinely appreciate it. So yeah, see ya for the next one.